Stay clean as a whistle, you think you official, we know that you not. Hop on the mic and discuss every issue, might take a few shots. Kick back and relax, don't overreact, it's only your thoughts. Tell me is it facts, or maybe it's cat, we never gon' stop. Hop on the mic and discuss every issue, might take a few shots.
How many weeks you at now, man? How many weeks you at now?
Tell me is it facts, or maybe it's cat, we never gon' stop.
Yeah, Facts and Cap podcast. We back, episode 31, baby.
Episode motherfucking 31.
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, man, we back in full effect. Want to start the episode off. It's been 1 year since we lost Kobe Bryant, so you know that was always hard for everybody to deal with. So you know, just prayers up to Kobe, prayers up to Gigi.
R.I.P. the Black Mamba, man.
R.I.P. to Gigi, of course. R.I.P. to the other people that was on that flight. And just, you know, I seen some stuff that it was kind of annoying because I seen Vanessa Bryant say, like, you know, she'd rather have her privacy, like, please don't, you know, tag her and stuff, tributes and all that. And what did niggas do? They still tagging her and shit. So it's just.
I mean, do you think that's more so people that didn't see her say that and did it, or people just being assholes?
I just think that, I mean, I seen it. I seen people see. I mean, I'm sure that people did and didn't pay attention, but I also just think that people was just kind of like on a fuck it. Like I'm saying what I'm doing. Like, you know how that shit go. You know how it is when people die. And
I mean, still outside of family, bro. That's the worst death I don't think I've ever experienced outside of family.
Shit was weird, man. I remember you texting the group, like,
yeah.
I'm like, I woke up to that shit randomly.
It's like some shit like that one in Nipsey was like, when I heard it, I was like, nah, these niggas got the names fucked up or something.
Nipsey one fucked me up more. Just cause, well, I think the thing about the Kobe death, it wasn't even the fact that it was Kobe, it was the fact that there were kids on there. That's what fucked me up.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me up on there. And, you know, I mean, Kobe fucked me up as well, but, like, whenever there's kids involved, it's automatically that, too. Nipsey as well, just a nigga getting killed trying to do the right thing.
In front
you
of
know
your
what I'm
own
saying?
spot.
In your neighborhood that you did so much for. So, you know.
The Nipsey one, it was shocking because he was just getting into his bag.
Yeah.
But it was, the only thing was like, just like the rap aspect of it, hip hop aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just damn like another one. But Kobe was just so, feel like random. Like you don't see, I don't remember any NBA legends dying in their 40s.
Yeah. I had just got back from DC that morning too. I probably had got home and I was probably at home for like an hour. And I seen that shit and I was like, man, this shit fake. Like, nah, TMZ, but it's TMZ, so you like.
I was praying, just like you said that shit like at 8 in the morning. I just had to wake up. I was praying, but it was just like nobody knew. That's what made it scary.
Yeah.
It wasn't nobody saying, nah, it's fake. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, shit.
That's tough. R.I.P. to Kobe. I seen him last week. Last week they played his annual, you know, the 81-point game. So they were showing his tweets and everything. So I already knew today would be a tough day on the internet. So I kind of stayed off of it because me personally, I can't be on like on the internet like Twitter and stuff on them type of days. Like it just kind of just ruin your mood. You know what I'm saying? So. Also, R.I.P. to the legend, Hank Aaron.
R.I.P.
Man, I don't know about that one, bro. I think he might have made the wrong decision on that one, but I don't know what his cause of death was, so I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not gonna just say what it was, but
if
it looked a little funny. He went and got the vaccine, trying to get other people to take it. You know, they're getting. You know, they're trying to gain trust in.
Shit, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so that
I don't know.
he got the vaccine and basically a week later he died.
Sheesh.
And he was trying to, and they were trying to get him to advocate.
So he's supposed to advertise this shit.
Yeah.
To get black people to want to go and get it.
And he died.
And he passed
Did
away.
they say was the cause of death?
I didn't see anything, so I don't want to, say it, but I mean, it's kind of like
we gotta make sure watch what we say. YouTube might take us down. But
so
Facts.
it looked a little.
I just hope that it wasn't that. But if it was, I mean, he got the message out. He said he was trying to send a message to black people about the vaccine.
Yeah,
if it wasn't because of the vaccine,
he thought it was.
Hey, he was saying, hey, don't take this shit.
I just think an 86-year-old shouldn't be no advocate for taking the vaccine anyway. Not no 86-year-old. Like
That's their market though. They're the most. They're the.
Yeah, but I just still don't.
They're they're the people who get it first.
Yeah, but I wouldn't ask no 86-year-old to be the advocate. I get it. Me personally, I don't know. Like I wouldn't feel right if like my grandfather was like, I'm trying to advocate for it. Like I'd be like, Grandpa, relax a little bit.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Shit.
So also R.I.P. to the legend Larry King.
Oh, that's been a crazy week, man.
Larry King live, man.
Should he do it and trickle down, inspire what we doing now?
One of the king of medias, man. He probably wouldn't even be doing no stuff like this if it weren't for Larry King, man. I think I don't want to say my favorite because it wasn't like really like a good vibe, but like the most viral and the funniest interview I remember is when he did Chris Brown. Remember? Mm-hmm. He was like, when Chris Brown was like, I'm finally gonna address everything, and he came on there with that big ass bow tie.
I say the side note, the trolls that came from the bow tie.
Yes,
they had a bow tie, Chris Brown's bow tie, on Twitter page, and he used to speak. Man,
they was on their man ass, bro.
Yeah, like he was just synonymous like for media for me. Like whether every time you turn it on, he was there. So R.I.P.
All right, man. Let's. That was the heavier news.
Is that all we got, man?
That's all we got on the heavier news. So now let's get down to the business, and you know what we here for, man. Versus, man. So Keisha Cole and Ashanti finally held their verses. They tried 2 other times. It didn't work. Ashanti had COVID the second time. I guess they made a decision late as to where they were just gonna do it on a split screen. So they had to go back to the drawing board, I guess, figure everything out. So it went from 2 Saturdays to this time on Thursday. So on Thursday it's supposed to start at what time was it? 8 o'clock?
Yeah, it's supposed to start at 8.
It was supposed to start at 8.
No, 9?
I think it was 8.
8.
I think it was
start at 8.
It's supposed to start at 8. So we went like 20 minutes. And finally Ashanti sits down. You could tell like something's not right because she's trying her best to stall time and talk. The DJ, I don't even think the DJ. I was mad at the DJ, but I don't know if the DJ.
I don't think nobody knew what was going on.
DJing that long.
It sounded like he didn't.
Yeah, because he was. I was like, man, what the fuck this nigga playing? Like he was repeating songs and stuff. So we got that. Then we just waiting and waiting. Where's Keisha? Where's Keisha? I seen Swiss Beats say, this is unprofessional. This ain't on us.
Nigga, ain't this your shit?
I guess Keisha Cole wouldn't come to the screen. When she was there the whole time, she wouldn't come to the screen. Keisha Cole said it ended up being like an hour and 15 minutes late. They were having problems hearing. You could tell just a stressful situation. They did what they could. They couldn't really hear each other. They was like trying to fix Keisha's camera. She wanted to stand up. They was like super close, zoomed in on them. So it was a lot. You could tell it was stressful. It was kind of more underwhelming. It was already going to be underwhelming being that we had 2 chances and it didn't work. But like I felt like it got even more underwhelming. So what's y'all immediate reaction to it? Like what y'all think about it?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen her come in there. I saw Keisha attitude. I said, "Oh, I know what type of shit this is." I watched the first round. I cut the shit off. I was already mad. I waited a whole hour for it. I said, you know what? I'll just catch the track list and the memes in the morning. I wasn't about to sit there and watch that.
So, I mean, I wasn't excited for it, but I still wasn't doing shit anyway, so I was gonna watch it. Took forever to start. Once it started, the mic issues, like the audio was bad on Keisha's end, so I can't really hear it. But my overall take from it was underwhelming. They got it. To go from them being together, split screen, the lagging, all that shit, they just gotta find a better way. But the take back from it, what I will say is that I definitely underestimated Ashanti. Like I some of the songs she played, like I said, I forgot that she has some other songs. She finessed some songs.
She finessed some songs because she was singing songs that she might have wrote.
She finessed some songs, so, but there was still some other songs. I was like, oh shit, them just go.
So who did you have winning?
It was close. It was close.
I think it was close to like the score that I said, like maybe 11-9, something like that.
Keisha.
It was close.
Me personally, I didn't even keep score because it started so late. So.
I stopped keeping score the second half.
No, that's why I waited till the next day.
I stopped keeping score. The first half, I was keeping score. I felt like Ashanti was. I felt like I didn't like the order Keisha did. Like I know that some people like playing the big jokers early, but it was underwhelming overall.
I think for me,
a big takeaway was just Ashanti did better than I thought she would.
Yeah. Like that's another thing. Like I see what Swizz was trying to say, that it was unprofessional, but really I think that was kind of unprofessional for him to say that, to be honest with you, because to me it came off like, because Keisha Cole said that basically the only thing she apologized for is not sitting down. And like, you know, but then again, who wants to watch them sit down and not perform? So I think that was a lose-lose situation. But they said they were having sound issues, and then she just didn't want her end of the camera to be blurry. So I feel like that's Keisha Cole being professional, taking her job serious, taking the competition serious, and you can hear Ashanti clearly, but then on my end it'll be blurry. And then we watching them trying to fucking fuck with some chips, some Doritos for like an hour, some new product placement or some shit, and it's just like my thing is I don't give a fuck about all that. I understand, get your money, I don't ever have no issue with that. But my thing would be, you got all day to do it. How long why are y'all, I don't want to see y'all start at 8 o'clock, say that it started at 8 o'clock, and I can get like maybe like 20 minutes, we waiting, and then it need to go. But I'm not finna be sitting here watching y'all set up. Like this shit should have been set up from the jump. Well, all y'all gotta do is turn that shit on. Y'all got all day.
These are millionaires, billion-dollar corporations. Like
Yeah.
You start adding the Doritos,
Yeah.
and Nabisco, whatever. It's like, bro, they can't get like a fake Instagram page and make sure all the servers work and
I
everything.
think the problem is they got too many big corporations in them now. They need to go back to how it was.
I agree with you there.
Swizz and Tim just go ahead and run it. Like, look, if y'all gotta go back to split screens, do it like y'all were doing it. Y'all don't need all the extra.
Shit, they probably pointed out return now.
It's a lot of you got there's money to make, and it's like niggas already got paid, so nobody's gonna want to do it and not get paid. And then it's like when it was unique. When we was all quarantined, everybody was in the crib with nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's like everybody was inside. Now,
not so much.
Not so much. So.
I think, like I said,
all good things come to an end.
They were upset at Keisha. I wasn't upset at Keisha. I think Keisha took her shit serious.
I mean, she had every right.
If anything, I'm giving it, I think my prediction, my score is around that area. It was either like 10-10, 11-9. Yeah. Either way, I'd really say either one of them It was that close. Like, it really wasn't.
It was really, that's one of those ones, it was very about, like, opinionated. Like, what song did you like better?
Because I feel like Ashanti had a couple more songs that I was like, I don't really know about this one. And then, but she also finessed some too, where she was like, okay, I wrote this song. You know what I'm saying? Which I respect it.
But that's how it started though.
Yeah, no, I respect it. No, I said I respect it, but like I think when you got Keisha who's giving songs that's literally hers, like all of the songs are hers, for me, it whole weight like she did the like Ain't It Funny with J-Lo and all that. Like, it's like, yo, that's cool, but I think that J-Lo, and I'm not saying J-Lo's a great singer, but this was her song. It's hard for me to listen to another person sing somebody else's song. I think that's what would be hard for me. That's just my personal opinion. So it's always kind of hard. Like I get it. I guess I'm more open when it's like producer versus producer. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what I expect. But she got a good pen.
This shit is like, what's the ground rule? So let me ask y'all. When y'all look at,
I ain't saying that that's the rule.
No, just your. However you score it. But I'm curious, when the singer versus singer, do you take their performance as it, or is it just a song? Period. Like,
I think for me, like, say if I was to say like 75% of it for me, it gotta be the song versus song. Like, I get that we performing and shit, but this song probably would hit more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, remember when French Montana went against Tory Lanez? And he was destroying the fuck out of Tory Lanez. He didn't even have to do shit, but Tory Lanez was jumping up and down, yelling, singing, like he was really trying to get it in. But it's just like, none of that shit matter if that song doesn't beat this song. You know what I mean?
So if they close, then
if it's close, then yeah, that could be a deciding factor. You know what I mean?
Like, I wish Keisha played Love, and Chanting played Southside. Shit.
Like when Keisha calls, like, I gotta stand up, and she stand up, and she got them had them tick old bitties all in the camera singing and shit.
It matters.
I was like, yeah, that does matter. So yeah, if it's a close one,
the strippers,
yeah,
or Chains brought the strippers,
yeah.
massage, like it's just presentation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta have presentation.
The bulk of it though.
Yeah, you gotta have presentation. Presentation matters, but I don't think that I'm gonna go off the music first, and then that, and I think that's it right there. So, there was a room they trying to line up a Tupac versus Biggie versus.
I like it. I've said it before.
I hate it.
My thing is the representation.
Exactly.
Who's gonna represent who?
Like, what they gonna have C's Kim or somebody?
Who's gonna represent Pop?
The Outlaws or some shit.
It would have to be Snoop or Dre.
Nah, cause he wasn't there for Tupac's whole career. They was only together for like 2 years.
But who was really?
C's was with Biggie the whole time.
I can see Lil C's doing it for Biggie, or even like.
That don't say it have to be like maybe like some outlaw niggas who grew up with him or like was with him for a long time or just.
But nobody's synonymous. At least I don't. Maybe in the West Coast they are.
But
like C's is the Biggie.
You know what it is though? I just don't. The reason I don't like it is because I don't see. I see the way that the verses is real commercial, and I know that Gucci and Jeezy did theirs, and Gucci was disrespectful and everything, but I don't think that they would allow, because they both died off of a beef, and being that they're not there, I don't think that they would let them get like play hit them up.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to, but who? Okay, but
No,
what?
If you
but
right,
who's gonna? But who's,
if they don't play them up.
But look,
I don't wanna see
but
it.
look, but look.
I don't want to see it.
But look. I just think, I don't know, like think about this, think about Valletta Wallace, right? Do she want maybe certain tracks played? You don't think so? Like, you think she gonna let them do the full control of it? Like, I don't know. I just feel like being that
Puffy enough and Puffy hands is in it.
I think
he gonna play the right song.
She let them do the movie.
I think
What's the difference?
I think that.
It's a biography.
I think I'm more concerned about Tupac's side, I guess I would say. Just because I don't know who's gonna represent him. And I don't know who's gonna play those, like if they're gonna play those type of records. Just off the simple fact that both of them died behind a beef. I think that's more of my concern. Like,
well, you can do it in a way to celebrate them though. Maybe start off with.
I don't think you can celebrate them.
Let me tell you, I want to see it done. What's the little things that we doing? The little not virtual hologram.
Come on,
I would love to see.
I don't even know what a hologram would look like on Instagram Live. Like with that shit, how that shit would look.
When all these corporations in there, they got the money to make it look good.
Is it called hologram? What's that shit called?
Is it hologram? Hologram.
Hologram.
I don't know, man. I think that's just one you kind of stay away from. Like I feel like
I want to see the matchup though. Like, I want to see it.
I would love to see the matchup if niggas was alive. I think on this one it's kind of like, I don't know.
So ain't no dead matchups. Like Prince versus Michael Jackson.
That would be cool because I just don't think that the music kind of reflect on, even though I would love to see them more so live, but I don't think that the music is like, they didn't die behind it because of a beef. Like, they're not connected to each other's death. These niggas are connected to each other's death. These niggas is connected to each other's death. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
We see biographies, podcasts, movies, and that play the same songs that everybody will watch and go see. What's the difference with Versus?
Because Versus is supposed to be more of like a celebration.
So it was a movie. The Biggie, the Notorious was a celebration.
Yeah,
it showed the entire picture.
But that makes sense. But I'm talking about, these are people that are supposed to be together. Like, people representing them together. Like in a movie, this is Tupac's movie. This is Biggie's movie. Mm. It's not necessarily them entered. Like if it was the Tupac Biggie movie together, then I would be like, this is kind of weird. You know what I mean? But I think them working together in a Versus, for me, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it or I don't want to see it. I just don't think that. I just know how the corporations get in this shit. I've seen how this is working out with Versus. I just think that something would be going down that we wouldn't like about the shit. I don't think that it
won't be ideal.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be correct. And so I think that, and if you're gonna do a Tupac versus Biggie Versus, it gotta be right. I need it to be no holds barred. I want to see it somebody from the Outlaws saying, yeah, nigga, that's why I fucked your bitch. I want to see very disrespectful. It's like disrespectful.
See, in that case, if they were alive, I want to see that. I don't need Lil C's Outlaw beef.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they need to beef.
Maybe a little backstory.
But what I'm saying, when they play it, they would really have to flip it. I'm sure a conversation would be had about that if they were to do that.
That's why I said the hologram.
I don't really care too much about the hologram. I feel like we ain't gotta do all that. I feel like good representation would be alright. Like, I think for Tupac, okay, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna start his shit off, his first, like the early songs of his career, put goddamn Digital Underground there, and maybe the Death Row era, you put Tupac there, or you put Dre there, or somebody to come.
You mean Snoop?
I mean Snoop Dogg, yeah, you switch him out. Like I'm saying, you switch him out.
You said put Tupac there. I'm like,
I mean, that's what I meant to say. You put, you know what I'm saying. So you put Dre there. You put somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's maybe you'll have to represent him with different people in different eras, whereas you can have those people the whole time. But I mean, it could be really good, but I also think it could be really bad.
I think they're gonna overthink it.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing with Versus has showed me that that it's gonna be good. Like, you talking about a hologram, now you messing with technology on some more technology, and obviously they can't even get fucking Keisha Cole's screen right. Then it's like, are they gonna be able to do it together? Cause now we gotta mess with two different holograms on two different split screens.
They gonna have that product placement there though.
Yeah, them Doritos gonna be there. These niggas
Doritos will be clear.
Hey, what
they gonna have flavors these niggas didn't even have in the 90s. Know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That one will have to take some time. And I definitely don't want to see a hologram of Prince and Michael Jackson unless that shit gonna be 100% correct, flawless, nigga. Flawless, nigga. I don't want to have no issues with that, nigga. I need the monkeys from Neverland, all that shit on that bitch.
Michael and Smoke,
man, I don't know, bro. Listen, I think.
My pops might be mad if I say that, but yeah,
I think that would make sense for us just being that Mike, I think, was the bigger artist and the more popular artist.
Depends who you ask.
I'm talking about for us, our age group.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think our age group is more familiar with Michael Jackson's work than they are.
I'm saying me and you have had to listen to a lot.
Yeah. I'm not saying I don't know Prince. I know Prince. My mom loves Prince. My mom will tell you every day that they have the same birthday, all that.
I thought that growing up, but in my household, we never listened to Prince. But in other households, I have to talk to people.
We listen to Prince, but we also listen to Michael Jackson. I know 3-year-olds, like 3-4-year-olds that are born that know Michael Jackson.
I have cousins that still speak no English.
And they know Michael Jackson. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying the world is more.
But I'm talking about like America kids our age.
American kids our age are more.
Like black. They parents was listening to Prince, like I said. So I don't know if they might just be more Prince fans.
No,
Cameraman, you can attest to that.
Yeah, we grew up. Even though Michael Jackson was there, our household was Prince.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay, let me clarify this. I'm not saying that there aren't households where Prince was played more than Michael Jackson.
I realized my mom, like our parents' generation, they didn't have Michael Jackson. They had Jackson 5. So it was Jackson.
They had
5
Michael Jackson
verse.
too.
But no, they had my mom had Jackson 5 growing
How
up.
old is your mama?
Like 60.
My mom did too. My mom 57. My mom had Michael Jackson. My mom.
I just think about the age.
Like the
Michael
age,
came
they
out.
had Michael. They had Jackson 5 going against
Depending
like
what
Prince
age
and
it
the
is.
Revolution type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like as you know, we get born, you got Michael Jackson coming off fucking Off the Wall and Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
So by that time he's already on like
Yeah, all I'm saying is I just think that Michael Jackson is more
He's a bigger artist.
the bigger artist.
He's
Yeah, his music's gonna be more familiar, especially with our age group, I would say. Just cause the younger you are, it just turns out to be who was the bigger artist that you're more familiar
I
with.
agree with that.
So that's all I'm saying about that. So that'll be interesting. So
Boy, you disrespect.
so that was a song.
That bitch sound like JJ Fish.
I still follow that nigga too. I don't know why on Twitter. That nigga don't be talking about shit.
I'm about to say, do he still be putting up shit?
So last week, Dani Lay, she's an artist. I guess she's a rapper / singer. She also is known. I know her for dating the baby. She's a Dominican, has a Dominican background. She previewed a song, and the song was called Yellow Bone. And she said, "This is for my yellow bone baddies, my light skinned baddies." And basically, what y'all heard, it sounded like she on a perk or some shit. But she like, "Hey, yellow bone, this is my hit one." And that turned into a big thing on Twitter. They were saying it's colorism. They were saying that she's not even black, so she can't consider herself a yellow bone. Or they also saying then they start getting on the baby's ass. It was just a lot. So I guess the first question I would say, well, just give me your thoughts about it. Give me your thoughts about it. Do you agree with it? Do you agree with the narrative behind it?
I have a question.
Yeah.
This may be, I may be just unaware or not know, is when people say like yellow bone or brown skin, is that just specifically for black people?
That was gonna be a question I asked. I guess I intertwine and say this. I feel like black
That changes
people,
my answer.
and I don't want to generalize this, but I think that we are bad in our community for trying to dictate blackness. Like we're trying to say, I mean, is she yellow? Yes. Like if we look at her skin tone, to me she's light skinned. She would say she's a lighter complexion. Now maybe if we're talking about, I guess, for the culture or whatever, I think another thing too, people would say like, okay, it's a difference. I would say I can understand people being upset with her as far as like, okay, so Cardi B, she's said for a long, they try to drag her into it, but Cardi B has always said that she's Afro-Latina, right? She came out saying Dominican is black, white is this, blah, 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 after the backlash. They've never really heard her speak to that, on her nationality. Whereas to Cardi B, they was on Cardi B ass too, because they always put her into it. She was posting up pictures yesterday of her family. You know what I'm saying? Like, they clearly, like, it's like a African-American background somewhere in there.
The only reason I say that because, like, you don't have to be black to be dark skinned. Like,
Yeah.
You go to India, there's
And that's...
light Indians, there's dark Indians.
Or like Cubans.
So cute, like...
There's light Cubans, there's dark Cubans.
So
and a dark... Prime example. Shout out to Tax Stone. Tax Stone is what? Panamanian. He's like Panamanian or some Ecuadorian. He wasn't even black.
I know that.
But nobody was mad at him because he looked black.
I guess he claimed it.
Yeah.
But that's different. Whether like Cardi B, because like the problem people have with the Latino community is like they only black when it's beneficial.
Yeah.
When there's minority benefits coming around or policy, but when it's culturally or when it's the negative stigma, it's I ain't black. I'm not. So I get that part.
Mm-hmm.
But the term yellow bone, light skin.
I guess because it came from the black
exclusively
community.
for black people. Because if it is, then I get the part of the backlash. But if it's not, then
I mean, I
totally
guess
disagree with
they're the ones who. I guess we're the ones who created that term. So I guess people hold it as like we started it, we created it.
Well, then I can't. Then I get part of their point. Me personally, no. I'm not mad at her for doing the song. I do get that there's a bigger problem.
Song
with
fucking trash.
Okay.
I have more problem with the song being trash.
First off, like y'all said, the song is trash. The song was good. Wouldn't nobody have a problem with it.
No, they would. No, I'm telling you,
But
I'll let you finish.
My problem with it is, it's not like she's a light-skinned, red-bone, yellow woman saying that that's what the niggas like. So what she's supposed to say? Oh, niggas only supposed to like a different shade or something else black. Like she's referring to herself, but just putting it in a whole, I guess, light skin color of women. But she's referring to herself as she speak with it. So I don't feel like that's wrong because women all the time say, "Oh, I want a dark skinned nigga."
Yeah. So I agree with David's point where he was saying like if we exclusively holding on to yellow bone or whatever the term, then I can understand why people mad. Me personally, I feel the same way. I'm not really upset about that. But I do also think that had it been the other way around, had the song been, and I know I'm light skinned, so people gonna look at it like, oh, he just a light skinned nigga trying to defend light skinned people. But let's be honest for a second. If the song had been like, a dark skinned girl is what he want, or a brown skin queen is what he want, I don't think it would have been no issue.
So now I'm glad you said that. I think that's the issue. Is from what I was reading, it's not the fact like it is saying it's unfair. It's saying because light skinned girls
it's not unfair though because this is why people were trying to say it's colorism, but it's not, because colorism is like a prejudice or like a racism towards a darker skin tone, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of black people would say that you would have to be dark skinned or brown skinned to face colorism. She didn't say anything about. She didn't downplay any other skin tones. She just said a yellow bone is what he wants. So she didn't say no privilege.
They're saying just by saying that it downplays them.
They just sensitive.
I don't agree with that.
They have the right to be sensitive.
Why?
Based on the history.
She's talking about
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying from what I read, they're saying that her even putting that, saying that light skin, it reiterates colorism.
So no, it does not. Because if she would have said, because that's why people need to know what colorism actually means. Because if you read the definition of colorism, that's not it. She didn't say. I think that they have a problem because she's with the baby, who's a dark skinned man who left his baby mom, who was a browner complexion, for a light skinned woman, and for her to come and make a song saying a yellow bone is what he want, it kind of like women are sensitive. We know that.
Well, what I'm saying is we come at it from this way. You're saying they're not saying she's not dissing them. But they're mad because she left a black woman and
I think that contributes to them. But is that her fault that because of who he was with before her?
Well, that's one of the things.
She never said in the song like light skinned women are elite. She never said that yellow bones are better than anybody or our privileges. She never said nothing like that. So I think that people kind of jumped off the handle, and they literally was like, let's just be honest. I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but we know that there is a division in the black community between light skin and darker complexions. Correct? I think that in a certain sense, when it comes to light skinned people, they kind of got to walk more on eggshells when they talk about their complexion.
Keep saying what I'm saying.
So,
Like,
but what I'm saying is, I don't think she did anything wrong.
And that's
I don't think she did anything
that's
wrong.
Where the disagreement is. When you say walk on eggshells, they're saying you can't even celebrate.
You can't celebrate.
You can't celebrate your own
So
skin.
now you can't be
Because and that's what I don't agree with, and that's why I would tell them that they're an idiot. You
I
can't
disagree
say
with
that.
that too, but that's what I was reading, so I didn't really understand.
I understand your point, and I would
agree
say
with
that that's incorrect.
But they're saying based on the history, based on the sensitivity of the eggshells.
Light skinned people didn't fucking oppress us. There was light skinned slaves too. There's light skinned, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they might not have faced the same level of discriminations that a darker skinned person have overall, but at the end of the day, we are all black. So my thing is like, you're just creating.
Dani Lay.
Yeah. Listen, and I'm excluding Dani Lay out of this part of the conversation. Fuck Dani Lay. All I'm saying is, I'm just saying like, if it was the other way around, we wouldn't hear people about it, and I don't think that's fair. Like for them to say,
yeah, that's a divide.
yeah,
Like
That's the divide. If it's the other way around, it's good, but because they feel they're the most discriminated against, light skinned people need to be more
why can't
sensitive. So when you celebrate light skin, you
I don't feel
perpetuate.
like either way,
the
it should have
divide.
been an issue.
like if I don't want to
What's
say
that song?
mulatto, give me a
What's
light skinned woman rapper, because if I say mulatto, it's gonna be like, oh, she mixed.
Shit.
Who's a light skinned woman
Dani?
rapper?
Faith.
She's not a rapper, but let's say that she made a song. I think if she made a song like that, they still would be on her ass.
Yes.
They still would
That's
be on
what
her
they're
ass.
saying. And
Not
I
even
agree.
Dani Lay. But let's
No,
exclude the fact that Dani Lay, she's not.
If you were light skin celebrating light skinism,
Huh?
Sweetie?
Yeah, let's say Sweetie. If Sweetie was
they would kill her.
they would kill her.
No matter what she put out there.
And she said a light skinned girl. And she's kind of she's kind of right at the cusp, but let's just say that she was a light skinned.
And I agree with you. I
They'll be
think,
on her
and
ass.
if I'm reading, I'm like, what's the issue? Because
I don't think they really
can't
know.
celebrate.
I think they really didn't know. I just think that they felt like they were supposed to be upset about that.
So let me ask you a question. If a white female rapper come out and say, white skin is what he wants.
White skin?
Yeah.
I can understand. No, listen. I can understand the backlash about that.
Explain to me why.
Just because, like, they're saying, like, just to be honest with you, just coming from the black community, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear you saying the
See, now
white
I
skin.
disagree with you.
So wait, no, let me finish. I'm not saying that they're not. I would say if a white woman came up to me and said, I want to make this song, right? I would be like, listen, do what you want to do. I'm not upset with you about it, but I'm just letting you know your audience is not going to be the black community. That's all I'm saying. I don't think your audience.
That doesn't go to the
I don't
point.
think your audience is the black community.
I'm not talking about whether you like the song or not. I'm talking about a white girl who makes a song and says, white skin is what he wants.
Who is he? First
Well,
off,
hip hop was one thing I would say. One thing I would say.
See,
One thing I would
she's
say
talking
is.
about her own skin. Like
So you
listen, what color?
Justin says he knows they gonna outrage. You're not saying you agree or disagree with the outrage though. Do you agree with the outrage? That's the question I'm asking you. Because if you
To
say
be honest
yes,
with you, I wouldn't care about that.
are they idiots for being outraged?
It depends on why. It depends on what they say. I'll say this. Listen, if they say, let me break it down. I'm trying to break it down. If they were to get out there and say, if she said a white skinned person is what they want, technically I wouldn't be mad at her, and I would say that you can't really give her no backlash because what if the nigga did want a white girl? Now, if she came up there and said some, like, if she was white and she called herself like a yellow bone, then now you have a little issue.
She just said.
Like you got an issue.
She just said yellow bone. She didn't use that.
And I think it's just because also like hip hop culture. See, hip hop culture is a Spanish and black, started from the Spanish and black community.
Mm-hmm.
Where so me, that's why I'm always accepting. Like I'm a little bit more accepting for the whole Dani Lay thing too, because it was like, if we talk about the culture, she comes from the culture. She comes from
the hip hop culture.
And you might get backlash for just saying that.
You might. So I think it's the ideology.
But I think that I think that people are gonna be mad. Like this white girl coming from not even from our culture, and she's trying to, you know what I mean?
Like, those what you just everything you just said is what I read about Dani Lay. Literally.
I mean,
This white girl, this Dominican, she bitch is white skin.
Well, that's my thing. Well, this is the only reason I don't hold stuff against Dani Lay though is because I can't say. Now I know I said earlier like she ain't never came out and said what she was, but what if she really is Afro-Latino? Like what if she really does come from that descent? Then I feel like niggas will owe her an apology, right? I just think that we.
Not for them.
I think a lot. I think like I said, go back to what I said earlier. I think that we try to dictate a little too much blackness because people, they was mad at Cardi B at one point for saying nigga and telling her she shouldn't say nigga and all that. But niggas wasn't never mad at Fat Joe.
That was always go.
Niggas wasn't never mad at, you know what I'm saying? We pick and we choose who we want to be mad at. Or we try to say, now don't get me wrong, there are people who say who are black when it's convenient. But then we also give convenient dictatorship over blackness.
I agree.
So I think that when you start opening that door, you gotta be consistent. Me, I'm not the nigga that's opening that door.
Yeah,
so
I was just saying you understood.
I definitely understand.
If a white girl said it,
I understand why they mad at Dani Lay. I understand why they would be mad at a white girl.
So Iggy do the same song.
I mean, Iggy could never do anything. And then she rapped with a fucking accent, a southern accent, and she was from Australia. They was on her head from the beginning.
But my thing is that if you're gonna criticize down the board. Yeah. But I disagree with it, bro. It's like it's just too much nitpicking. Like, as long as she didn't downplay
the internet. The internet got too many opinions.
As long as you ain't downplay.
But turn this shit off.
Man, come
As
on.
long as she ain't downplay brown skin girls, black skin girls, which they might claim that she is by doing that, which is the whole debate.
I gotta hear it. Like you can just assume that, but I think that's probably just your self-conscious assuming that. Like you shouldn't be offended. Like if I say I'm light skinned, I'm beautiful, that don't mean that you ain't like that you not dark skinned and you beautiful.
I can't lie. In a vacuum, yes. In a vacuum, yes. But we have to look at society as well when we say certain things. We have to look at society as well. We have a history of. It's not as blatant as white, but you go down the color spectrum. Mm-hmm. Yes, light skin has been used. The colorism battle. So when you say I'm light skin and proud, it's kind of like it's some undertones to that.
I get that.
Your own skin.
I don't think it's that.
I get that, but then you'll turn around and say, so look.
It's just a fucked up.
I get that, but then I guarantee you, if you were to ask, let's say that, I wish it was a girl on the podcast right now that felt that way about Dani Lay. Let's say that she felt that way about Dani Lay. Let's say she was a darker tone, right?
Y'all go ahead. Talk.
Let's say that she was a darker tone. I would ask her, are we allowed to be comfortable in the skin that we're in? Because I can't help that I'm light skinned. If I say I'm light skinned, I love myself. How does that directly affect you? You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't. And I get what you're saying. There's undertones about it, but I also think like it's just weird to me. Like I never seen no light skinned person being mad that Beyonce made brown skin girl.
And they already got brown skin.
Yeah, like brown skin. Like you can. And I don't even want to say they because it was us, but you can make your music. And you can celebrate who you are.
Darkies been celebrating themselves all year.
Why you can't celebrate? Yeah, my thing is why you can't celebrate you. If you're brown skin, you're dark skin, you're light skin, or maybe you should just say a black girl. I don't know. Like I don't know how to fix it, but I just want people to kind of just take the time before they get outraged to start typing. Like, ask yourself, what am I really mad about? That's really the solution to everything to me. Like, what am I really mad about? Because I feel like.
Better myself.
People, because when I heard it, to me, I was like laughing. I was like, is she light skinned? Like she, like you know what I mean? But the women was kind of like, these bitches always trying to appropriate our fucking culture, and blah 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 blah. It's just like, god damn, like just take a second.
So serious.
The only thing I would say is, I've learned from mistakes from the past, just because I understand the backlash, don't mean it's not there. So I would wish we had somebody there to defend that point.
Yeah.
Just so we can get some more content.
I'm sure
From my point of view,
hey, y'all get in the comments.
I didn't like Dani Lay's apology either. Like, I didn't feel like she should have apologized. I think she should have just.
yeah, you got to. You're a public figure.
She should have just went dark. Nigga, there's people who can get away with just being quiet. Just be quiet. People, listen, if I was somebody, I'd be like, yo, just be quiet for like 3 days. And then something else is gonna happen. Something else is gonna happen and they'll forget. That's really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, I don't know. But Trey Songz had an eventful game experience. Trigger Trey, aka Mr. Steel, Big Justice Girl, went to the Chiefs
So
game.
you was happy to see that man locked up.
Nah, man.
You know you were.
Yellow bone. That's what she wanted. Nigga, you should have thought about that shit. Fuck nigga. Fuck boy. Yeah. So, anyway, this nigga.
Which one of y'all?
This nigga Trey. So I'm hearing two different sides, right? I'm hearing two different sides. The first side I'm hearing is that Trey was getting heckled by some fans. He told the fans respectfully to relax. Security came, said something to him, and then just went off the deep end and started tackling him. According to, I guess, Arrowhead Stadium, they saying that Trey Songz was out there with no mask. He was out there with no mask and he refused to put a mask on, and that was against the policy. So they asked him to leave. He didn't want to go, and that turned into an all-out little wrestling match between him and another officer. He had the officer in a headlock, which wasn't the smartest idea. I get it. Don't put your hands on me. But yeah, I don't know.
I believe that second story. I think I saw him without a mask. I feel like certain people get to a
He's
certain
one of the niggas that's like been trying to kill COVID with like the whole like, you know what I mean?
Y'all know what I believe.
This nigga's guilty. Jason, yeah. Alright, go ahead. What you say?
I mean, I just feel like the nigga didn't feel like putting on his mask. He feel like he Trey Songz. He ain't got to follow the rules of the stadium. You should have gotten the skybox.
I didn't know he was an anti-masker. I didn't know that Trey Songz was an anti-masker, nigga. You know you fucking guilty. Now, do I think that the officer had to put his hands on him? No. The officer's just as guilty because what he should have did was he should have just, when he didn't want to comply with that, instead of you putting your hands on him, especially you're an older dude, you should have just called for backup and y'all could have escorted him out of the arena. You know what I'm saying?
A couple of niggas in the headlock, then. Said one.
Nah. I'm saying if you call 4 other officers over there and be like, look, man, you're not putting your mask on. This is the policy. This is the social distancing rules that we have. We need you to leave.
You know it's gonna be interesting.
Then you have every reason if they would have beat him up.
To see like
He deserved it.
how the anti-mask people gonna respond to that.
Yeah, Trigger Trey doesn't need to.
Because like they be marching and protesting in Walmart,
Yeah.
but then they pro police. So whose
I
side
don't know.
do they say?
You saw the Capitol.
Oh yeah, they fuck the police up, so they gonna be riding with Trey.
Yeah, they gonna ride with Trey. I think Trey. But my thing is just like Trey. So that's so petty, bro, to go to jail about. Like, bro, you could have just put your mask. First of all, what you doing way up there in this fucking 27 degrees and you in the fucking
You ain't drop an album, man. Shit tight.
man? Like it's cold as fuck. You up there just no mask on, nigga. First of all, your mama be like, baby, if you don't put something on your face, it's cold out there.
Nigga could have threw one of the scarves over.
Yeah, what the fuck you got going on, Trey? Like, what's going on? And he clearly had to get in there with a mask on. They not letting you in there with no mask. So that nigga took that shit off and just said, fuck it. You all, I don't know. I'll put it like this. If Trey caught COVID and was sick for a couple weeks, nigga, you did it to yourself. But officers, you gotta find a better way to react, but you know, it's the police, so. Kodak Black, he's a free man these days. He released the track Last Day Out. I thought it was pretty good, especially for a nigga who ain't recorded in about 3 years. So he had a tweet that he put up maybe earlier this year or late last year. You know, Kodak Black was begging for the whole 2 years to get out of jail. Like literally begging, right? So he even said at one point he would pledge $1 million within the first year of him being out to charities. He would spend $1 million. And all of a sudden, when he got out, the tweet was deleted. So, so his lawyer made a statement. Let's read it. It says, a statement promising something for something in exchange is not appropriate, and although Kodak has always given to charity his whole career and will continue to do charity not in exchange for anything, some think this is a story. It isn't. The lawyer continued to shift the focus, saying, instead of harping on a young black man and how much charity he does, why don't we look at the amount of charity the writers of the articles do? Last week, Kodak pledged $100K to setting up a scholarship fund in the name of Meadow Black. This week before, he donated $50K to Barstool Fund to help small businesses. That's $150K, and he's only been out 5 days. So, do you agree with the lawyer? Is the lawyer trying to play a little flip job?
I feel like he had to delete that tweet because of the pardon. It's probably something into it can't make it look like you walked your way out of it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is like, and I don't necessarily feel this way, but I can understand it. Is like when you're a criminal, you were in this fucked up justice system, but not everybody there ain't innocent. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying he's guilty, but saying in general, is like if you to be good in society again, it's like that's maybe looked for as a reason to do it. Like, okay, I'm gonna donate it. So when you take your word back on it, it's like, oh, what are you doing to not doing it? I ain't a criminal.
I don't even think that's necessarily a criminal thing. I don't think you can pledge something and then just take it back unless maybe like the organization was fraud or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, a lot of organizations.
Yeah.
And then for the lawyers saying, well, the writers of the articles ain't pledged anything.
No, they didn't say nothing about it though.
We don't know.
You put out the tweet. They put out the tweet.
I mean, he had what, 150 already? He may get to that meal still, but you just can't have that.
No, I get your reasoning.
I ain't never gonna tell nobody to donate anything. Me,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I just thought it was more so funny. Like Kodak is a true nigga.
He's a nigga shit, but I can understand somebody be like, bruh. Well, not bruh. Jeez, guy, like you're a criminal. Why not? How come you're not?
You know, a lot of those organizations can't take money from felons, especially well-known felons like that. They just
delete the tweet. Ain't happen. I ain't the same man I was yesterday.
So over the weekend, Tom Brady has made it to his 10th
Super Bowl.
10th Super Bowl. He has 6. This is a chance. He's already got the most Super Bowls. He can get to that 7th. You know, he's playing with house money at this point. So I seen on ESPN they were just talking about how Tom Brady, like Shannon Sharp said, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like Jordan, when you think about 6 rings, it seemed like his 6 rings hit harder than Tom Brady's 6 rings. So I got a question for you. But you also, football it's harder to get to a championship, correct? You would say in football. So is Tom Brady with 6 rings, is he the best? Is he the biggest athlete ever? He's the best athlete ever? Would you consider him that? And when I say athlete, I'm not saying like athletic ability. I'm saying just as Tom Brady.
I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna say he's been in the best situations to win.
Okay.
Not saying it was all on him, but he's always been in the best situations to win.
Jordan did some Olympics and baseball. Brady's only just done football.
I don't even think we're talking about in that aspect. We're talking about in their perspective sport. So like
It's not even close.
because that would be like the more athletic. Like isn't it more athletic?
I think basketball is more skillful.
So you look at Jordan, right? Jordan is not the biggest winner of his sport.
Yeah.
Bill Russell is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Jordan dominated his era, and he has 6 of them. Kobe got 5 rings.
Yeah.
Shaq got 4 rings. You know what I'm saying? LeBron got 4 and counting. His contemporaries,
Yeah.
as far as not necessarily his era, but who he going against.
Yeah. Even Tom Brady's era, nobody's close.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning got 2.
Peyton Manning. Drew Brees. Big Ben. You add all their Super Bowl appearances, Tom Brady got more by himself.
Yeah.
So it's like he's so much ahead of the competition when it comes to winning in a sport that it's harder to win as an individual based on the history.
Facts.
And then what he just did this year getting there, I don't think it's like Jordan individually, I think was greater.
So you think
I think that's why.
And Jordan was the best player.
But that's why
Brady was better at winning.
But look.
that's why Brady led them to the Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so look.
It's their defense. If they, what did they
So
have?
time out. One, let me catch your
can't
point.
win, man.
I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just saying this year, I'm not putting this whole season.
I said whole. I said he led them. This man had 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
And that goes into my next question, I guess, that I was going to ask. I guess we can intertwine it with this. Because I was going to say, who do you give the credit to for that win? So for me,
winning this Green Bay?
yeah, so for me, I gave Brady the first half. I gave his team, the defense, the second half.
And that's the thing.
But he led them. If he didn't do what he did in the first half, and if he didn't make the correct play at the end when they bet on that third, because a lot of quarterbacks would have threw in that situation. He called the play, he called the pitch, they got the first down. That's game. That's leading your team, trusting your team. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes Tom Brady so great.
He didn't, like, in that game, particular game, no, he didn't win the game by himself.
No. But I was talking about the season. This last game, I will give it. Brady led them as far as they won the conference.
Even more so in the season, he's the, if you talking about.
When he didn't play well, they lost.
So you say, when you got to compare one player to 11 other players, you say who's the most valuable? The entire defense or Tom Brady? That already in itself.
Tom Brady.
In itself, you're not talking about Devin White or Antoine Winfield Jr. or Sue. We're talking about one player who's more valuable. So you got to compare the entire defense. That defense was there last year. They won 7-9. Quarterback's the most important position.
Who takes the blame for that L with Green Bay?
I mean, it's a team sport, but I'm gonna go deeper.
Solely, you gotta solely put. Let's say I'm not saying you have to solely put it on somebody. What I'm saying is, you know how it goes.
So
somebody takes the blame.
So
if we gonna give Tom Brady the credit for leading,
I'm blaming Aaron Rodgers for losing. Simply because of this. For him to be as great as people proclaim him to be, he had so many opportunities to win that game, and he didn't cash in. People be like, oh, the drop passes or oh.
I don't want to hear that shit, man. That's part of the game.
He had 3 times to hit Devontae Adams to score. He missed on all 3. If Devontae Adams dropped 1, what about the other 2?
Yeah.
Even
if you really want to take it like that, Tom Brady threw 3 picks and you only scored 6 points off of that. Whereas to Tom Brady, they had 2 turnovers and he got you 14 off of it.
So at the end of the day, we judge you on the scale of greatness. Like, you can't be the greatest of all time and don't perform. People say, oh, Tom Brady played terrible in the first half. Tom Brady gave himself enough cushion.
In the second half.
In the second half, my bad. Tom Brady played bad in the second half.
He gave himself enough cushion.
He gave himself enough cushion in the first half.
Yeah.
So it's like a race. I'm already 30 feet ahead of you.
I spread it off.
So now I'm jogging. Now it's your turn to catch up. Where was your great half? Aaron Rodgers didn't have a great half. He had a bad first half and a okay to good second half. It's not good enough. I'm not saying he played bad. I'm saying he didn't make enough plays.
He had an opportunity.
He had multiple opportunities.
You had an opportunity too where you had some daylight to run. Now, even if you don't get there, that's probably why if you at the 1-2 yard line, your coach probably say, no, we're going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't put the team in a good position.
So the niggas,
I ain't saying I agree with the coach.
I think it was a bad decision not to go for it, but at the same time.
But I don't say I don't agree with it. But if you at the 11 yard line versus the 2 yard line, now the pressure is on.
Niggas said, oh, how come you didn't run the ball on 3rd down? I thought we was going for 4th down. And then the coach was like, you throwing the coach on the bus. The coach was like, well, I'll let you call the plays. You didn't get first. You didn't give me confidence to think we was gonna make it.
And even if that is the case, you still want to get as much yardage as possible. I felt like he did like a throw across his body in the
he threw it in his double coverage.
Double coverage.
That got
Devontae Adams.
So that was a bad throw.
Yeah, he didn't capitalize on opportunity, and that's the thing too. We can't keep. I get it. His organization hasn't done the greatest job in helping him. But if you consistently get to the NFC Championship and you don't cash in, is it really? Are we gonna keep blaming the organization?
That shit don't make no sense. I'm not.
Are we gonna keep blaming the organization?
They was good enough to be the #1 seed
in the whole NFC.
The same player that led the league in touchdowns, Devontae Adams was there. You didn't do enough.
You're the MVP, right?
You're the MVP. Did you play like you were MVP? Did you have a bad game?
Nobody
He didn't
holds him
play
accountable.
to win. So no.
He's the most protected quarterback in the league. Like it's nothing that's ever his fault. He don't deserve it. He should go to California. He should go do this. Now they talking about all this is about that he just wants some more money, and he's already got like 3 more years on the contract, getting like 34, 36, 40.
If this was a regular season thing, then yeah, him, Peyton Manning, they're all great. They're all the GOATs. Yeah. But it's about winning. It's about playing. So it's decision making. So I don't care how good your arm strength is.
Your defense gave you 3 picks.
You got to make the plays.
Your defense got you 3 picks.
Tom Brady got 10 Super Bowls.
You get 3 picks against Tom Brady. Your defense did its job.
And then them picks with Tom Brady, it was like 2 of them like punts.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and long. He throwing them. It worked out as a punt. That's why. So if you will kill Tom Brady, like watch the game. Just watch the game. His number stat line didn't look great at the end, but hey, I play Madden. It's 3rd and long. I'm gonna throw that bitch down there and get a pick.
Yeah. So
that's the GOAT.
Yeah. All right. So we just took a little break, and I'm asking a question. If Pat Mahomes wins the Super Bowl and he beats the GOAT in the Super Bowl, let's say he beats him convincingly, about 2 touchdowns or more, right?
Fairly possible.
Is he already ahead of, say, Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers?
See, it's difficult, man, because he's only in his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So that means he has a lot more.
He has a lot more football to play.
He's a lot more distance to make.
So you basically have to base it off trajectory too.
But it's not even like because accomplishments as far as MVP.
Yeah.
As far as
he's on
trajectory
to be the GOAT.
So he'll be ahead of Breeze.
I mean, really, ahead of Brady.
We're gonna say this. Okay, I think the best way to say it is that does more damage to those quarterbacks than it does to necessarily accelerate him. Like we already know, even if he was to lose, we already know what his trajectory is.
The only thing I'm gonna say no. The only reason why I say no because it's something about time. Longevity. I mean, doing it for a long time, being great for a long time. Kurt Warner, when he came in the league,
he had like 4-5 years.
Bro, the Rams, greatest show on turf, Super Bowls. I think he won an MVP, and people were saying, "Yo, this nigga's great."
Because the Rams, they won 2, right?
Did they win 2?
The Rams won 1.
Who they lose?
He went to the Super Bowl again though with Arizona.
Okay. No, with the Rams.
To the Titans. They beat the Titans.
They beat the Titans, and who they lost to? They won to the Super Bowl twice, didn't they?
I don't know if they went twice, but I know they didn't. They only got 1 championship though. They only got 1 championship.
They didn't beat the Patriots?
No. They only got 1 championship.
Okay, cool. Either way. Yeah, so he's not Mahomes. But
I get what you're saying.
My point is,
I mean, technically he is kind of Mahomes right now.
At that time, niggas was like, Kurt Warner's greatest. And then what happened? He went to the Giants. People don't remember this shit. Before Arizona, he was terrible. Yeah. So we have to see people decline. Biggie's the greatest. We never see him decline. When you die in your prime, you in the middle of your prime, all we see is greatness. I remember niggas say Steve Nash was the best point guard ever. Other than maybe him and Magic. I remember that, bro. When he was winning back-to-back MVPs. Same thing with Steph Curry. Until the decline, like, we have this thing as a culture, as people. When people are in the middle of their prime, we just accelerate them.
Yeah.
Drew Brees, it wasn't as accomplished, but he lead the league.
I think
passer rating, lead the league in goddamn yards.
Yeah.
2nd in touchdowns.
See, but I think that I do think though that Patrick Mahomes gets the credit that he deserves. I think he deserves every bit of credit that he gets because he's gotten you literally to an AFC Championship every year he's started. He's gotten you to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1. He's won an MVP. He's won a Super Bowl MVP. If he can give us 6 or 7 more seasons like this,
just that,
maybe a couple more rings.
Let's just say
now we got a discussion. So now we got a good discussion.
Keep it up.
So if he wins it this year, wins it next year, does that not put him ahead?
I think that can definitely
3 rings
make him more accomplished.
He's already one of the greats.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
So it's not about him being great. Yeah. It's just about longevity.
If he give us 4 more seasons of this, he's a Hall of Famer.
See, he a Hall of Famer already.
They're not gonna put him in the Hall of Fame. They're not gonna put you in the Hall of Fame this fast.
I think if you about 5 years.
Yeah, if he give you about four more dominant seasons, and I'm not saying you gotta win the Super Bowl.
Bro, I heard the craziest shit. Nigga said you can cut Tom Brady's career into fours.
And he'll still
And every 5 years, he'll still be Hall of Famer.
You go, man.
That's some crazy shit.
See, and I think his rapport with the coaches and building the team around
Around
him.
game shit.
I don't even think it's necessarily that. I think that he's the best leader that football has ever seen.
That's part of leadership.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is, I think that he gets players to, like, he can get Antonio Brown. He can get Antonio Brown to not say shit all season.
It's an intangible.
Yeah, he can get he gets players to believe. He brings the best out of everybody. You don't see that. That's why I think Aaron Rodgers is bad at. And that's where it's been a rumor. It's been a rumor.
Jennings, Donald Driver.
Yeah, they said he's not a good leader. They said he don't stay. He's not gonna tell you, hey, let's stay and let's throw the ball to each other. Let's do this.
And then you don't see that.
Yeah,
Like, when
you don't
people
see
watch
him
the
getting.
game,
He's
they
always
don't-
even kill. You don't. Tom Brady gonna get fired up. He gonna yell at you, or he gonna sit down and talk to you. He gonna show you some shit.
So those intangibles are important to winning.
Yeah, like he's the only person that does that.
Ask the winners.
So, hey man, that's what it is. But here we go. Here we go, yo. Say what? Say what? What's the scenario?
Hey.
All right. Lisa is a businesswoman who had a rival that was another businesswoman. Her name was Deja. They rivals, right? They hated each other for 20 years. So Deja ends up passing away, and Lisa always used to say bad things about her, but she keeps that same energy post Deja's death. You know, mutual friends of theirs are telling her, like, yo, you should just let it go or whatever. But she's like, nah, like, I don't believe in that. Like, I'm keeping the same energy. Like, fuck you. Do you agree with that? Or, like, where do y'all side? Do y'all let it go and just, the person not there to defend themselves? Or do you feel like, you know, keep the same energy?
Me personally, thankfully, I don't really feel that way about too many people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if the person's passed, I don't have to bring them. I can let it go.
Yeah.
As far as let it go, meaning that I don't have to unprovoked say something.
Yeah.
So it's the provoke part. Somebody ask me how I feel about a person, but I feel the same. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're fucking dead. That's how you feel. I'm not tripping about that, but it's the unprovoked part where I'll be like, it's unnecessary. The person like, what's the point of keep bringing it up?
Yeah.
The problem is yourself now. The person's gone.
Yeah.
So that's how I
You
feel about
literally
that.
took my answer to word for word.
So-
It's like, as long as I'm not just like, if somebody asks me how I feel or if a situation like, so what happened between you? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it was, but I'm not about to just wake up this morning like, I'm gonna talk shit about this bitch today. Like, I ain't doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this: if somebody does do that, you have a problem with it?
Yeah, but like, nigga, who asked for your opinion? Who asked you to speak on this dead person? Like, there's nobody.
I hate that motherfucker. I hope he died. Wait, get up, live, die again. Fuck that person.
I think
pass the grade.
I think for me, I guess it's certain. Just from my moral standpoint, I ain't saying everybody gotta operate the same way I operate. I might let you get your shit off, but I feel like it's a certain line though for me where I'm like, all right, you might have went a little too far.
Jesus.
Like
what I said wasn't far enough.
Nah. So listen, what I'm saying is, so like what I'm saying.
What's the lie?
So look, like if a nigga's like, oh, we smoking on that person, like for me, that's in my mind, I'm like, all right, that's kind of a little too far. Like I can't pinpoint this is my boundary. I can just sense when I see him, like, all right, you might have went a little too far. Like I can see you went a little too far.
I didn't even think about that. Niggas say I'm smoking that nigga pack all the time. I'm provoked.
Yeah. So now as far as
Because it sounds cool.
So look,
It's alright.
as far as what you saying though, like, so I've had situations where like a couple niggas passed away and maybe they had an issue with me, right? But I remember somebody would ask me like, you know, like why y'all didn't get along? And I would tell them, and I remember at one point somebody saying, man, you shouldn't even be telling people what it was because they not here to defend themselves. I'm like, nah, nigga, that's what this person did. This was our situation. I'm sorry they're not here, but this is really what it was. I didn't feel like I was disrespecting them. Like I feel like just because the person died don't mean that they didn't do whatever they did or they didn't feel the way that they felt. I didn't disrespect them when telling what happened. I'm just saying this is why the person had an issue with me.
No. What I'm saying is, I believe you have a right to say how you feel about a person, whether they're dead or alive.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are not saying it in a bad tone. That's subjective.
Watch your tone.
Disrespect is subjective. Somebody might feel, regardless of the problem you have, if you talk about somebody in any negative light, even if it's just rehashing a fight or rehashing thing, I take it as disrespect.
Yeah, okay.
So
well, you can feel that way.
So what I'm saying is,
But I'm gonna say what I want to say.
I'm just saying is, you're saying I'm not being disrespectful. Somebody might disagree with you with that.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with that. But as long as I'm saying, like, if I'm telling you what happened to me, and especially if you weren't there in the situation, you gonna tell me I'm disrespectful? Nah. What if this person did something to me?
Should that be disrespectful? So let's say you didn't beef with somebody. You had a fight with somebody one time in the 8th grade, and you got the best of them. 20 years later, that person died. And a month later, or let's say a year after that, he died. Y'all was talking about like fights we had on the podcast. Oh, back in 8th grade, me and cousin Ski I beat him. So is that disrespectful?
So for me, I think it's only disrespectful if you go like, yeah, I beat his motherfucking ass. I was whooping that nigga ass. That nigga know he couldn't handle me type shit. Then I'm like,
what's the difference?
Get your shit off.
That's the story.
Listen.
The story
if you been telling that same story,
okay.
Rest in peace to this nigga, man. But I'm gonna tell y'all what really.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. I think there's ways to be respectful.
That.
I think that me personally.
Rest in peace, that nigga's a good dude, but as soon as you say the
listen. I think me personally, there's ways to tell a story and still be a little bit respectful. Now, if you want to get your shit off, that's fine. But if we on a podcast and you're on the podcast like. Yeah, that nigga, he know what happened. I stuck his ass out. I'm like,
if you on social media,
that's a little too much.
That's the top. I
think that's more something you should be discussing in person with somebody. I wouldn't get online and put that up.
So as long
just
as
like
it
I
doesn't
said,
get out publicly, it's fine.
Yeah, kind of. Like I said, I can't pinpoint necessarily what the line is, but I know for me. It's like, I know when I feel like it's going too far.
I guess what I'm saying is, should it be disrespect regardless? Or it's just, if it gets like, you gotta find a
If me and Brandon and you are having a personal conversation about a nigga that I beef with, and I'm just telling y'all what happened in the beef, right? And even me personally.
And you're trying to be respectful.
Me personally, I'm gonna be like.
embellishing it.
Yeah.
But the person's like, why are you even speaking on that?
My niggas asked me I can do that. Now, you can also do what you said on the podcast. But you're asking me, I'm never not gonna tell a nigga, you can't do this. I'm gonna just be like, damn, bro. I'll let you know, I'll be like, damn, bro, you coming kind of hard. You think you're getting a little disrespectful?
Just hearing this, I think the best bet is just don't speak on the dead, bro. Because you never know how people can take shit.
I can agree with that, but I also wouldn't be, it depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to my homies, I think that my homies would be more, you know what I'm saying? I know who I can tell this story to. Yeah. Now, if it's a nigga that let's say a nigga I just met that may have known both of us, and he be like, why didn't y'all ever be? I'll be like, man, I don't even want to discuss that. I'm gonna hold that down. Yeah. But if I'm with my niggas, then yeah, I'll tell y'all niggas, yeah, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't never gonna do that against an op unless that nigga was a real op. Like, I ain't never had a real op. Like, even when niggas died and had problems like me.
You said that rape shit unforgivable, like molesting a child.
I said that.
Or one of y'all said that person died.
No, I disrespect that nigga. Disrespect that nigga. There's no hand, no holds barred. Fuck that nigga. He was a rapist. I don't even want to smoke on him because I don't smoke on rapists. So, you know, fuck that nigga.
Damn. Alright.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
That's on phone, man.
Yeah, okay.
Sticky. He back.
So that's Cousin Sticky.
Cousin Sticky and his fiance are cleaning out the house to free up a little space around there. So Sticky finds his fiance's old letters from her childhood, you know, from her school, you know, past boyfriends and whatnot. So he tells her that she doesn't need these letters anymore, so he just gonna throw them out. And she's like, no, you better not throw out my shit. Those are memories from my childhood. Cousin Sticky's pissed. You know what I'm saying? Who do y'all agree with?
Her.
Bro, I kind of zoned out there.
Nah, this shit happened.
Quick rundown. Cousin Sticky and his fiance.
Yeah.
They're cleaning out the house.
Okay.
He finds her old letters from school that she saved, like high school and stuff.
Gotcha.
He tells her he wants to throw them out because she don't need them no more. Mm-hmm. She's saying she wants them basically for sentimental value. Mm-hmm. He's pissed. Who do you agree with?
I agree with her, bro. That's some bullshit. This shit happened to me before, so this shit personal.
Brady like, yeah, hella notes.
I did, nigga. I had a teddy bear. I cut a hole in it and shit was all stuffed with the notes. But that's a whole different thing. Hey, nah, cause somebody gave me that shit. But nah, them shits was all love letters. I threw the hate ones away. And then I'm off.
Like in your book.
Then that young lady had went through and found that stack of letters, and she read every single one and had them shit spread across my bed and was like, yo, why the fuck you still got this shit? Like, just went in on that. I'm like, yo, this shit was years ago. Like, I just wanted to keep it, you know?
Yeah.
Just years of the wood. And shit turned into a big ass fight. She's like, yo, so you want me to burn them or throw them out the window?
Shit.
I think I agree with keeping the like the sentimental value. Now, I could kind of maybe if they're inappropriate, like some of them are inappropriate, I might, you know what I'm saying, get rid of that. Like if it's saying like, man, when you, like you know how them high school letters was like, yeah, you fucked the shit out of me last night, blah blah blah, or after school, or come fuck me after school. Like yeah, like some shit like that. Like okay, I can see maybe getting rid of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just what do you need that for?
I mean, if the letter specifically is with somebody that has either been a problem in our relationship or they're still too close for comfort.
So I ain't saying like, okay,
yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't tell you, I'm
Outside of
gonna put it
that,
like this.
no.
I'm gonna put it like this. Say if that was you, that was your situation, right?
Yeah.
Like you said that was your situation. And let's say that she found some notes and it was real inappropriate. I would say to you, I get it, bruh, but there has to be some kind of compromise, I would say. So I would say this. Keep the love letters that are appropriate. If they're inappropriate, I would either tell you need to go put them shit somewhere else, or I would say that, you know, if it makes her feel uncomfortable, why can't you get rid of it?
I did get rid of them, but
I'm saying if it makes her feel uncomfortable. Think about it if the note made her
that's
feel
why I got rid
uncomfortable.
of all of them, even the ones that just said, "Hey."
So you compromised, but you kind of went a little bit over the compromise.
I ain't have a choice.
Excuse me.
This is. I'm pick about this, man. No homo. I don't know if I can say that.
No, was that homo?
Listen, not rap too much.
Yeah.
But we talking about old shit anyways. But like I get the whole sentimental thing, keeping stuff. Like I don't delete like old text messages. I still have my old phones and shit like that. Like some of the shit you gotta delete.
Yeah.
Like you might have like a news here, whatever. But in general, like that shit's like a time machine. Like sometimes you might look back like, oh yeah, I remember blah 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 blah. You don't have to do it often, but it's just for some similar reasons. But with old girl be mad because Sticky had the same ones. You know what I'm saying?
What?
If Cousin Sticky had his own box of privates from high school and shit, how would she feel about it?
It's the double
I mean,
Double standard.
I don't know if that's a double standard. That's why. That's why I tried.
I mean, I don't know how.
So at first I had it if she found his notes. I feel like that was too easy.
Yeah.
So I switched it around. So I'm not even looking at it. I didn't even want to look at it like that. I wanted to look at it from a situation as far as from a man. See, because we went back to what he went through. I'm talking about as the man.
I would.
If it made you uncomfortable.
It probably would make me uncomfortable, but at the same time, it would just depend how she want.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would feel like if it's certain type of letters, like if it's a certain, like if it's just literally like this is like. Just literally like maybe like would you be my girlfriend or you know shit like that.
Fuck that nigga.
Even though me personally I'm not gonna read your shit, so I probably wouldn't even have that issue.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm not gonna read it.
I probably wouldn't want to.
But let's just say that the nigga read it.
That's the problem.
He's wrong for that. But I also feel like eventually if it's gonna continue to be an issue, then it's better off to like for you to just get rid of it or go hide it somewhere. Take a picture of it, then throw it away, or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's other ways to do
I'm really
it.
conflicted on that because, like, if it was mine, I would want to keep it, but I don't want her to keep it.
You also don't want to hear about that shit all the time for the next week or whatever. That's why I said, man, take that shit somewhere else.
Knowing me,
hide that motherfucker.
If she got a problem with it, she gonna be like, yo, you get rid of that shit in front of me, like rip that bitch up, throw it in the trash can, do something like that shit gotta go.
if I was me, I'm telling Cousin Sticky, bro, just get over it, dog. Just don't read it. You're dumb enough to read it. Let it stay. Especially if she not like reading.
That would be my initial thing, like
Reading it every day. If it's just there like storage, and it's like something to look back.
Yeah, now your ass is sitting out there every month. I see you pulling out the notes and
looking at it like, damn. I remember when Devon used to like what? No, but if it's there and then like maybe when y'all grown, your kids might be grown by it. Let me see what y'all did in high school. That's a funny memory.
I wish I still had the letter so I could show my son.
That's what it is. It's like that. It's how you did it. It's just shit like that. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
as long as out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
That's a compromise.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind. What's the scenario? All right, so this is taken from a TV show. So you and your partner are in the criminal activities, right? But you hide it from your children. So it's like
You talking about that Netflix movie?
No.
Okay.
Let's see if you get it. So y'all in the criminal activity, but y'all hide from your children. Your children don't know. Y'all live like lavish lifestyle, whatever. And then eventually it gets caught up because you got to lie to your children, which you really do. And your oldest finds out. Your oldest
Power.
Exactly, power. Your oldest son finds out, and like you try everything. You try to put him in a boarding school. You try to punish him. You try beating him. You try doing everything. You even try to get away from your lifestyle eventually to change it. But he feels like you've been lying to me my whole life, and I'm a reflection of you. Do you cut ties with him because he's a criminal in the making, or do you try to coach him and make him the best criminal he can be so he don't get caught?
No, if I'm trying to get, so let's just assume that, like you said, it's like power, and you said you even trying to get out of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you know that there's only a few ways out, and that's usually dead or in jail. But you might be the lucky one, and he don't realize that to get out of that situation.
Remember,
right?
You've been lying to him.
So look, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell my son this, like, yo, son, I need you to understand, and if we're gonna relate back to power, I don't think that he ever really had a real conversation with Tariq, and that was the issue.
I'm taking
saying,
it more for Tasha, by the way.
Okay, yeah. So okay. Well, no, I don't recommend what Tasha did, like making him the best criminal he can be. But Tasha also didn't want the father out of the light. She wanted him to be a drug dealer forever too.
But she never wanted her son to be a drug dealer.
Yeah, but I mean.
So what I'm saying is you realize that your child.
Okay, so let me just speak from a parent perspective. I was in the streets. I lied to my children. I would tell them, I'm sitting them down, we're gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna let them know, hey, look, man. We come from different circumstances, right? My circumstances, I felt like at the time, that's all I could do. And it turns into that. The reason why I lied to you was to protect you from what we were doing. But you see, I'm making my way out of that life. What I'm gonna tell you is, I'm not, like, I wouldn't necessarily disown them or nothing, but I'll be like, look, I don't condone you being in the street. I've done everything that I know that I possibly could. I might not be perfect, but in my mind, I always have done the best that I could for you. I did what I thought were the right decisions. I made my mistakes. I hope you don't hold those against me forever. But I'm just letting you know, I don't condone what you're doing in the streets. And let's say that he's of age, I'm gonna be like, look, and I can't have you in this household if that's what you're gonna do, because I got other kids to worry about. And that'll be it.
I would never disown my kids, cut them loose, whatever.
What would you do in that situation?
You're not gonna cut loose the criminal in the house, and you trying to let him got out of life?
No, getting them out of my house is not cutting loose.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I'm saying like, I'm gonna look. I would literally take them with me and like show them, look, these are the consequences. This is how other people talk to them to try to get through their head. Mm-hmm. Now, if you feel like you've been lied to all these years, you may think that these folks is lying to you. Mm-hmm. I may put you in a mock situation that I know you're not gonna physically or criminally get in any trouble, but it's just to show you, I'm like, yo, you really want to go through that? This is real. Mm-hmm. Now, from there, look, if you choose to live this life, I love you, still my kid. You can't be under my roof because I have your brother and your sister underneath, and I can't have all that going on. But, like, look, if you're going to do it, hey, I'll pray for you, be safe. But I'm not condoning what you're doing, and I'm not cutting you off. Like, I still love you, I'm here for you, but you can't be under my roof doing that.
See, when I first seen Tasha do that shit, I was like, this is the worst parent, dumbest shit in the world. But then I started thinking, how conditioned he was based on their whole lifestyle, their lives. So and then you don't know, like I'm gonna say you don't know, but I think that affects a person's psyche so bad. Like everything you knew was a lie. That it's almost like that's all they know to do. As a parent, if you say you're not gonna lose in my house, if you want to be a criminal, go do it over there. You know the game. Is that a death sentence? Is that a jail death sentence?
Not really. Nobody taught. Let's say you talk about ghosts. Nobody taught ghosts like he got it from out the street too.
But if I'm in the streets, I'm gonna say you getting out of miles, but I'm still gonna have.
But how you know ghosts ain't guided?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
I would try to school my child on how the best way not to get caught. I think I would.
I wouldn't do that.
I think I would only because it's like if you're gonna do something wrong, do it right. Cause I feel responsible for it. Cause it's like if they go in jail and they go to get killed, they're gonna be like, whose fault is it?
So then, okay, so look, so ask yourself this. So then, so basically, you create this dude, and then younger siblings see who he is, and then they want to do it. So then, what? You want him to teach them, or you gonna teach him again because of that? Because you just feeling guilty? You just gonna teach all your kids how to be gangsters?
Keeping them family.
Nah,
I'm not saying.
See, that's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying. Listen, I love you, son, and I understand that I've made mistakes that have made you who you are. But I gotta at least try to rewrite these with my younger children. And if you're gonna be here influencing them, and I don't agree with your lifestyle, then I can't have that. That's the thing. I gotta worry about my other kids now. You want to be in the streets? I gotta worry about my other kids now.
I'm trying my best to keep it both.
I did what I could
in my house,
but I'm not gonna teach you.
I'm still gonna coach you.
I mean, I ain't gonna say necessarily I would, but I would have somebody out there with eyes on them, making sure like, hey yo, if he gonna do it,
I mean, all that shit sound good, bro. That sound like some movie shit though.
Yeah, I'm gonna coach you.
I'm talking about just realistically.
If you're gonna do this, this is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to do. I feel
like that's some movie shit too, bro. I feel like when a nigga, especially a young boy, get in the streets, he don't give a fuck about what his parents telling him.
That's why I wouldn't.
He gonna go out there and he gonna do whatever the fuck he wanna do.
I think it's different.
I don't think he gonna be like, Dad, teach me the game. He gonna be like, no, nigga, I wanna get it on.
I think it's different if Dad is a drug lord though.
I don't think it's necessarily even different all the time like that. I don't think it's that different.
Definitely different if Dad drug lord.
I don't even think it's necessarily that different, because I feel like especially a young teenager, bro, niggas, we all dumb when we 16, 17. Like even if the dad do give you the game, you still gonna, and some shit you gonna go rogue about. Like you gonna do what you wanna do.
Yeah, but
so that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know.
That's not a reason to me not to give him game, because he's a chance.
I'm just not giving you game, period.
I got.
Because then you might end up tying. And then
That's the reason why. That's the reason why you gotta get out the house.
Yeah, you might end up tying me into some shit. Now I'm doing. Now if we both doing time, then what? Now my kids is even worse off. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that, bro. I mean, listen, I can't take back what I did. I can't. Now you can't. Yeah. It is my fault, but at the same time, you know.
We on Facts and Couch. Let's see what we got here. Facts and Couch. Facts and Couch. Well, we was talking about Tom Brady, so let me ask this question. Not necessarily about the GOAT. Is his longevity more impressive than LeBron James' longevity? Facts or cap?
Yeah.
Facts.
So,
100%, because one, we've seen him do it longer.
okay.
Two, injuries are definitely bigger impact in football. So for him to stay relatively healthy and at 43 playing the toughest position on the field, still going through multiple, coming from where the game was physical to what it is now. And even look at this, he's in the Super Bowl where most of the quarterbacks now, you gotta have pocket presence, like to where you have to have like agility, like you can be able to run. He's still an old school quarterback, just the skill level he has. Now, don't get me wrong, LeBron's up there with it. He might be second for me. You know what I'm saying? But football is just a tougher sport to be a part of. And I've never seen players really last that long at quarterback and still be winning championships, still leading teams to championships.
Yeah, That's the biggest.
You just haven't seen it, you know. Like if he was just still playing, like Drew Brees, he probably should have retired 2 years ago. He won't even throw the ball down the field. So that's not really like, is it really that impressive?
But after looking at all his injuries this year, it's like.
That's the thing.
I see why you couldn't throw that bit down the field.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. So like his longevity isn't as impressive because they lose every year in the fucking playoffs. The first game or the second game, they lose. And it's because he can't throw the ball down the field. Whereas to Tom Brady, I'm still watching him drop dimes last game. He might not be what he once was, but you know.
And I think that's why it's at least a conversation. Because even though he's still great and he's still moving, he's not what he once was. You can see a change. He's not necessarily an MVP candidate per se. He's not one of the best three-quarter. He's not Patrick Mahomes. I think as a talent-wise, he might outplay Aaron Rodgers that game, but he didn't have a better season than Aaron Rodgers. We all agree to that.
Well, he's at a point in his life where he don't need those accolades. He's only playing for chips. He's only playing for chips.
As LeBron James, I think if the season stopped today, he'd be the MVP of the league.
But LeBron James, how old is LeBron James? 36?
36 going on 30.
He's 36. He's 36. He just turned 36. Let's look at Tom Brady at 36. Because Tom Brady was just MVP of the league a couple years ago.
I look at it not
Tom Brady ain't coming at 8.
He ain't coming at 18. He coming at 17, 18.
I mean, we can't. But can I hold that against? Can we hold that against you? If that's football, you have to be this age.
His question was just longevity.
Longevity though.
Like,
He still has played longer than LeBron James, right? He's played 18 years. He's played 20 something. So
20 and 18.
So 2018, right? So let's say that in 2 years we don't know what LeBron. Let's say LeBron just falls off the wagon.
But 2 years ago was Tom Brady still MVP candidate? He got the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl. But that.
When the last time Tom Brady won MVP? I know it had to be. It's not that long far off.
2 years.
16 or 17.
About to look.
But I know when he won the Rams Super Bowl, he played terrible in that game. He looked bad. He looked like he was done. And then the next year they lost.
The year before that, he came back 28-3.
Nah. That was the year before that he lost to Philly.
Oh, well, he threw for fucking 500 yards in there.
Yeah, he looked good. And then the next year, people were saying, well, they won, but he kind of backed in like paying swan song. LeBron is not backing down, but I do think Brady's
He won it in 2017, so I mean, that's not too far away. If he wins 2017, he won a MVP, and then he just won, 3 more chips after that? Or 2 more?
One in a pop.
One in a pop? That's what I'm saying. If he was to win, I'm saying if he wins this year,
2 more, yeah.
That would be 2 more. Especially being that you've been connected to this one coach the whole time, and they were saying that it was him, and then you turn around and you win.
And they don't even make it to the playoffs.
And they had another MVP on their team. I know he coming from injury, but I'm just saying, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna get that to LeBron, but I think LeBron is up there. I think LeBron can beat that.
But as of right now, no.
But as of right now, no.
Yeah, nigga going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like what I'm supposed to say.
It's kind of hard to say.
As long as he keep going to, it's one thing. LeBron been to 10 NBA Finals. This nigga been at 10
Super
Bowls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts are kept. Is it time for us to have a new rap genre or new genre of music separated from hip hop? Like it seems like throughout history.
I seen Quavo talking about they need to do trap soul.
So that's partly inspired by that. Just throughout history, like hip hop wasn't forever. It started in the 70s in the Bronx, and then older people was like, "What the fuck is that noise?" You know, you watch all the movies like this ain't. Is it time for us?
Like there's R&B and there's disco.
You know, yeah.
It's like just saying like it should be different.
It should be different. Is it time to like these new artists, whatever they're doing? It's not 80s rap. It's not. It's hard to say that's the same thing.
Rap is rap. It just changes over time.
It's time for something else called rap. Because rap didn't exist 50 years ago. It was called poetry. It was called something else. Like,
no, I don't think so. Because I mean, hip hop is just the genre that
changes with
that
time.
stay like it has the longevity that disco died, all that like. And I know that there's little branches like we already got little categories for hip hop, but I feel like just keep it hip hop. Like why not? Like why should we divide it into this is a trap soul artist, this is a
or just something
I feel like
different.
Or like
if you can quantify it, you don't think we're there yet. Where you can say, man, Because hip hop is hip hop music is a thing. It's branches. It's
So you're saying like
DJing,
I'm trying to get what you're
it's
saying.
rapping,
I'm trying to get what you're
it's
asking.
Is it time where we have a new genre where you say so you don't have to compare? Oh,
Like if somebody
you
says
have to
I'm not a
compare
hip hop
Biggie.
artist.
I'm not a hip hop artist. So there's no more of that. It's like
No,
a new,
and I'll say only because
like
hip hop has always been more than one sound. That's why. Whereas to disco was one sound. It was like certain instruments, certain production to disco.
you can say something about rap.
No.
What you saying? Rap now?
Rap, like you was.
No, you're
if
saying-
you look up Wikipedia,
No.
disco.
What I'm
rap,
saying is you just
funk,
said
there's gonna
Biggie,
be-
right?
There's gonna be a
No, but listen.
There's gonna be
But listen.
a breakdown of
What
that
I'm
is.
saying is since day one it's been different sounds of hip hop. That's what made hip hop. Where like rock, you know what type of music generally what comes from it. And rock may be a little one that had a little different branches too.
That's the
But-
only thing like
But
you got
rock was,
punk
but we still
soft
but it's all rock.
hardcore
Right?
rock,
But
metallic.
but we always made it rock, right? It's still rock.
Yeah,
So that's
until
not hip-hop.
until
It just
until
I
you get
don't
pop.
want to hear the shit.
Pop music became something. That's a new genre. It's pop.
I mean, there's pop and hip hop too.
But I'm not musically inclined, or I don't know my history enough to know the branches of the different genres. So I don't know. You may be right. Hip hop may be the biggest.
You know what I'm saying? Like
umbrella.
you had Biggie, and then you also had the West Coast, and you also had Outkast, and like the sounds are
I'm
always
not big enough to
different.
say hip hop is more diverse than rock. Yeah, you think you confident enough to say that?
I would say in present day it is right now in
I don't listen.
2021. I would say in 2021, if you compare just rock overall, all the diverse sounds that they had, and then hip hop, the diverse sounds that they had, because hip hop has probably lasted longer than rock at this point. It's been more sounds.
It lasted long. What you mean?
Hip hop started in what, 79?
Yeah, something in the 70s.
79, and it's still rock is pretty much dead right now.
Is it?
Yes. They'll tell you that. Rock is dead. There's some people out there that probably got certain sounds, but like even when you look at these rock stars, you don't see really like new artists that are rock stars touring like that. You might see like the old rock bands and shit still, and this is a conversation I had with a white boy. He was telling me
That's racist.
he was telling me, I mean
I talked to a nigga. He told me all
this
about
was a
hip-hop.
white boy that loved rock. I'm referring to him.
That's your
You feel
reference?
me? That's my reference. He told me that rock right now, like yes, you're gonna find people who still do rock, but he was like, that's why the older acts still tour around, because that was like the golden age. Like it's not really like people not doing rock like that now.
How long rock been out?
Shit.
So like, how we know that's just trajectory?
When was rock and roll started? We should ask that.
Fucking Elvis is rock and roll. That's the 50s.
Was that rock and roll? I guess yeah. When was rock and roll invented? Hold on.
So you can't say that.
Roll.
Cause nigga might be like rap is on that trajectory. It's at its peak. And where you can go, where can you go?
So I guess it would just depend on when you say rock and roll died.
Cause I don't feel like rock and roll. I feel like rock and roll is
I
about.
don't think
It's not dead.
music
but
can't die.
I don't think rock and roll.
I
It's
just
just
don't-
not the biggest act no
You
more.
just don't have
What
to
genre it is, no
Nah.
matter what genre it is, it doesn't
It can die. Disco died.
Rock and roll died and then black folks brought it back.
Disco died. Who make disco music
Is
anymore?
disco dead?
Yes.
Because if the artists don't make it, that was popular.
That means it's dead if nobody making the shit no more.
Who's
Who's
making?
not? Who? How do you know people are not making it?
It's not. When I say that, of course, there's somebody who's gonna try to replicate a disco song. I get that. We're talking about as far as where it once was. Does it still hold any weight in today's game? Yes, there are people who still make rock music, but rock music. When I say that, rock music isn't a major sound anymore.
I
I don't think disco is a sound at all
Disco
really anymore.
It's out the question.
So when you say
But
it
people make
died,
music, but rock died. A nigga won the Grammy a couple years ago for the best rock album.
I mean that's
Still
the Grammys.
It's not
Okay,
number
so
one.
now we got to deep dive into the Grammys.
No, it's
No,
And the
yeah,
Grammys is a white, it's a relatively white genre.
I don't feel like music died. I just think
No.
music is gated, and that's
I
the
think
reason why
rock
I
is definitely
something's dead.
still a
I think
major.
music dies. I think certain genres die.
I don't think it's gated.
If music was like sports, hip hop would be NFL, pop would be NBA, rock would be like
It doesn't.
MLB. When the ratings is just lower, nobody listening to that
It's
shit.
still major sport. It's still there.
Yes, of course. What I'm saying is yes, rock and roll is rock and roll.
And it's been out.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Rock and roll is rock and roll. But rock
Let's
and
get back
roll
to
is
the original point. As far as I don't know how big rock and roll is, like I'm sure I know for a fact there's subgenres. I listen to different subgenres, but you have to have a musician history buffs to compare hip hop and rock to see what has more subgenres. But you know, rock came out longer and eventually died down. Hip hop came out in the 70s and now is at its peak. Where can you go from? You can't go up. You can only go down.
You never thought that hip hop would be where it's at now. Like nobody predicted.
I thought you start rapping.
never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Yeah, I know I'm about to rap that shit. Man.
I guess what I'm just trying to say is the sound though. Because you look at hip hop purists, Nas, hip hop is dead. Everybody older, they don't rock.
That's just right. What he wanted to sound like.
That's.
But
what
do I think
the
that?
narrative
But do
is.
I think that you're asking me? Do
Yeah.
I think that
That's
shit?
y'all.
Yeah, you asking me? Do I think that they should just break it down into their own little? No, I don't. I think that it's still hip hop. I think hip hop. The great thing about hip hop and what was going to keep carrying hip hop and why hip hop is the #1 genre right now, because I can go listen to so many different styles of hip hop. I can listen to
What's
Rod
that?
Wave.
What's that white boy name? With the hair?
Jack Harlow.
No, he kills the charts.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. He's hip hop.
Yeah, it's a subgenre of hip hop, I would say.
You don't think his style?
But you can say I give him a little bit of rock. But he's like the only person that's doing that.
What? No,
That's what
I'm
I'm
not.
saying.
My point said wasn't say he's rock. My point is saying is maybe
That doesn't deserve a whole genre.
if
A branch under hip hop, yes. A whole new genre, no.
okay.
I say that
We'll double back.
he comes from the hip hop cloth.
We'll wait till a little Nas X drops something else. See what happens.
That's another branch too.
He did country rap, and that still was rap. It's still hip hop to me.
Alright, facts or cap. No current player in the NBA will break Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. Facts or cap.
Oh, no.
A little soul.
I'm like
Little
90.
predictions.
I'm like 95% sure that won't happen, but I'm never gonna give not give niggas the benefit of the doubt, being that we've seen niggas get hot games. We've seen Devin Booker get 70, 72 or 71.
Mhm.
We've seen players get up there. We've seen them get taken out. We've seen what Klay Thompson did, and if he probably would have played, more minutes, he could do it. So nobody would have ever thought that Kobe would have got 81. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just gonna count anybody out, especially where the game is easier to score now, I would say. And the players are more skilled, more athletic, bigger, faster, stronger. Every generation, every 5 years, it's a bigger, faster, stronger. There's bigger, faster, stronger players. So it might be the right player, but this.
I feel like
You a betting man. Where are you putting your money at? What odds? That somebody currently will break it, or it's gonna be later, or never?
I think somebody will break it.
Right now. Who's playing right now?
Yeah.
As far as right now, I would say no. Do I think in the future? Yes.
I think now
Just right now.
I think somebody right now,
up.
somebody that's playing right now could break it. My only thing is, would they at 79 points
Stop.
actually get coming out just so they wouldn't break
Break
Kobe
Kobe's
record?
record.
Yes, I can see
Oh,
that.
I can see that happen.
That'd be trash.
I can definitely see it.
Kobe
He didn't
wouldn't-
die. Hell,
I don't even think Kobe would want that.
he wouldn't, but I think I can see that happen. That's
see
it.
it.
And that's why
Like, do I think that
unless they
okay,
needed
so
it.
like,
Unless the nigga got like
game
79
on
in
the
the third
line.
quarter.
so who do y'all think is capable of being that record?
That was
right
gonna be
now?
my next question.
Right now,
James Harden.
next year,
James Harden,
Not-
Devin Booker.
not this season, but next year is gonna be one. That's gonna be one of the Splash Bros.
Like Clay.
Well, see, I want to say Clay, but I gotta see what he looks like when he come back from injury. I know shooting is one thing, but
I don't
like,
think Steph can do it.
yeah, I don't
Wait,
think Steph can do it. I don't think Steph can
I
do
think
that.
Clay can do it.
Y'all know who else I think Mike can do it?
See, it's
Y'all
hard.
probably gonna disagree.
Who?
Dang.
Yeah, have a really good game.
This would be the best man's
I'm gonna be
life.
honest with you. I don't see me personally. I don't really see too many point guards breaking that record. Like a point. I think you gotta be a wing man. I don't see a big man doing it. I think you gotta be a 2-3 stretch 4.
Like ball dominant point.
I
I
just
don't
don't.
see Dame getting close.
I can see Dame getting you 70
getting
points.
close.
I can see Dame getting 70
And
points.
arm just fall off.
Yeah, I can see Dame getting 70. I can see I think James Harden is for sure. He definitely can do it. I don't think Kevin Durant wants to score that much, so I don't see him doing it. Do I think he has the talent to do it? Yes. Kyrie Irving,
No.
he would love to try it, but I don't think he'll do it.
I'm not gonna say I don't think he can do it. I don't think he will do it.
I don't think he can.
I think it's gonna be Clay stuff.
It's Clay, that motherfucker can do it.
I think that
Score too many points out dribbling.
he can. I just need to
nigga
see.
do is
The thing is, I just need to see what he look like when he come back.
Alright, got one more for y'all, unless y'all want more.
One more.
Facts or cap? Can you remain friends with someone that's your age, that's your homeboy? So let's say your mom's single, right? That starts messing with your mom. Facts or cap? Can you remain friends with that person, Justin?
Like we were already friends.
Y'all already friends, and you know some friends you don't keep up with all the time. They start moving around.
He's dating my mom.
Maybe he start working somewhere, you meet the lady. Your mom may not know that was your friend. It's a good friend, but not a close friend.
No.
And they start dating. Could you remain friends with your homie that start dating your mom?
No. That's like saying, and shout out my boy, I just told him happy birthday, I'm gonna give him a shout out. That's like Cyril dating my mom.
Could you remain friends?
No. No.
Why?
You knocking my mama. Nigga, you knocking down my mama, nigga. I'm sorry. And you
Episode 1, this nigga said, if you want to fuck my bitch, you can fuck my bitch.
My mama's not my bitch. My mama is not my bitch. There's no contradictions there. I said you can fuck my bitch, not my mama. My bitch is my age. My mama is 57.
So
Why the fuck are you trying to fuck with my mama, nigga?
your mom's digging on me.
Listen, I'm not gonna stop the nigga, but I'm gonna voice my displeasure to him and to my mother, and you probably won't see me around.
Brandon?
Man, I got mad at one of my homeboys over some shit like
I'm
this.
sorry, bro.
Cause I was fucking they mama.
Oh,
and,
shit.
this nigga was like, yo.
I got mad at him. Cause I was fucking dead, mama.
And this nigga he really had a problem with it. And
He said he really had a problem. No fucking shit, Sherlock.
and I couldn't understand it.
I was fucking their mama. That's the name of the This nigga really got mad.
Like, this nigga was like, bro, I can't even be cool with you, nigga. Don't come to my crib. Like, if you know you
It's
over
coming
here,
out tomorrow.
like,
It's gonna be a clip.
nah, we was cool as fuck. It was just,
Yeah, niggas your fault. The fuck? This nigga over here talking like he was like he didn't do nothing wrong.
That nigga was tripping, bro. Why were you tripping, dog?
You lucky I ain't put a fucking slug in your head.
nah, I mean, we was younger though, so
I know this story,
I didn't
man.
understand.
His
but-
mama put a slug in his head.
Why you mad, bro?
Why you mad, bro?
She
You just
was-
fucking your mama, bro.
She was going through a divorce, so I mean, it was what it was.
And see, and now he really should have killed
And I thought we
you. He really should have killed you.
back
He's still dealing with
I'm getting there. Back then, I
What
thought
you getting to?
I didn't see the
What you
issue,
doing?
but now I can understand why he
You
might.
should have seen that issue from the jump.
Bruh, Brandon.
I don't listen.
Oh, shit.
I swear to God, I'd have shot that nigga.
Oh, shit. Bruh.
I'm not only dealing with my parents separating, but I got to deal with my friend trying to. And then he telling me he don't really understand what the problem is.
Homie, can't you see? Your mom's
You
girl
mad.
for me. You said, nigga had the nerve to be mad at me.
This nigga was really
Fuck
pissed,
his
bro.
mom.
He
Like
was really mad at me.
he was really mad, dog.
What we gonna name this one? I was fucking his mama, or he was really mad at me?
I don't understand why he
Go
was
put on the mama
We're gonna
pack.
name this. We're gonna name this one. I was fucking his mama. That's what we gonna name this. I was fucking his mama.
Nah, but me, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
This is a no-go.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Mama need love too, though.
I might beat his ass just depending on who he was too.
Nah, bro.
Now if it's like an associate from, like if it was just a nigga that I went to school with, like we weren't really.
There ain't no 8 Mile shit.
But yeah, I mean, what can I do? But now if it's a nigga that I kept in company, especially if you came around the house.
You spent the night in my
Now
mama's
I'm
house.
thinking about shit. Now it's like, nigga, you probably better off like leaving town. Honest with you.
Now you
As a
gonna fuck up
homie,
your
I'll
mama
let you one
happiness,
time.
though?
Don't let me run into
You
you
gonna fuck
again.
up your mama happiness?
Yeah.
You said, so I will give you one chance, bro. Don't
Go
let
do
me
that
see
shit somewhere else. Go listen, man. You got other chances. If If I catch this nigga even breathing in the same
What if he's from New York? Be like, what up? Come on, son. Hey, yo, B. Come on.
I got that carbon 15 in that chopper with me. A nigga dying. A nigga gonna die. That's just really what it is. Like, we gonna listen. You said I went too far. You gonna say if I went too far talking about this nigga, I'm going too far. I'm gonna be the nigga that's like, I stopped by my op funeral today just to make sure this nigga was dead. I'm gonna post that shit on Instagram.
Yeah, you gonna be mad. You gonna see your mama.
And I'm gonna put hashtag
your mama gonna be there crying at the grave with the nigga flowers and shit.
And I'm be like, hey mom, you wanna jump in there with him? I'm making all the fucking uncomfortable jokes.
My baby. He's like, which one?
I'm making all the uncomfortable jokes. I'm making all the uncomfortable jokes. Motherfucker.
Baby, when we fix your plate, yeah. I don't wanna talk to you.
I mean, like, look,
You are not a baby anymore.
listen.
He's not the baby. That's
Mama don't gotta have no life around you.
Jody.
Mama ain't gotta have no life around this motherfucker.
Hey, Jody.
Hell no. Stop playing with me.
Guns and butter, little nigga.
And we all, baby, just like that. Look.
This is facts and cap, just three niggas with a plan, trying to make them understand music, sports, life, and news like an anchor man. Different views, so don't take it personal if you can. It's only an opinion, a perspective of some man coming live from the south. Kazadi, Justin, and Brandon in the house, so get ready for the real. It was never for the cloud. This is facts and cap, so you know what we about, ayy. Facts and cap, so you know what we about, ayy. So you know what we about, this is facts and cap. So you know what we about, yeah. So you know what we about.